So, friends of the blade, now that we have taken a closer look and have spent some thoughts on the Gränsfors Bruks throwing axe, this is a contemporary model that they sell now. I today want to take you back on a trip into history, which is really quite interesting. We are going to talk about the vintage Gransfors Bruks double bit axes. Looks like this, and I'm glad to have this issue here. Let's look. You see here, just as a short comparison, the Gränsfors Bruks double bit axe, and here we have two vintage axe heads that I recently got from America, and just let me adjust the camera. So each of these axe heads has a weight of 3.5 pounds. It's stamped in here. £3.5, and it has a very slim design, looks like this, and in fact in one of the axe heads holes you still can recognize the blue color that it probably was painted in once. Yeah, looks beautiful. I got it already in this restored way. The seller in USA cleaned it and polished it really nicely. Now, something important about the axe handle. It's really hard to get suitable axe handles here in northern Germany. So I got these Hickory axe handles in the length of 36 inches from USA as well. It has this octagonal style, which is which is the only, in fact, the only design to attach to a double bit axe head. You see, it widens up here and then it gets slim again here, and also it widens up here. So this is the widest part. And I'm quite eager to attach the axe heads to their hickory handles. 36 inches, which is approximately 91 centimeters. So friends, now let's have a closer look at the specifications of the two vintage Gränsfors Bruks axe heads, the double bits, compared to the modern contemporary one. The cutting edges of the modern one are about 15 centimeters, 6 inches. Meanwhile, this one has approximately 11 centimeters, this one a little bit more, 12 centimeters. In white, the vintage axe heads are a little bit wider, in fact, than the modern one you see here. And I noticed another difference. On this axe head, the crown icon is, if you want to put it in this way, up here, and then Made in Sweden written here. And we have the same stamp here, the crown and Made in Sweden, but it's on the lower blade, and here it's on the upper blade, if you want to compare the stamps. Here and here identically, but here put up here put down there. And if we turn it around, we have the stamp, the crown and Made in Sweden stamp here. Turn it around, and then we have here the 3.5 pound stamp in there. On this other axe head, we have the crown and the Made in Sweden stamp here. Turn it around, and again on the other side we have the 3.5 stamp So the stamps are on the opposite sides on one part of the blade. And what we see here, the 3.5 pound stamps are in the same way. In fact, this has a little bit larger letters than this one. Now, after having attached the two axe heads to the handles, they already sit quite firmly. So they don't move anymore. Next step is to cut away the wood and then attach the wooden wedge. So here it is finally. So buddies, now that I have attached the hickory handles to the vintage axe heads, I am very happy and content with the result. The axe handles fit awesome to the axe heads. They are really long, large axes, and you know, I'm quite happy to have such two vintage axes that probably have been used for 80 years in the Pacific coast region of Northern American forests. So they have a long history, and you cannot buy for money such axes so easily. You have to dig for them. Very fine. You probably have noticed that I did not attach the little metal wedge yet to the axe handles. I didn't do that because I think it's fine enough without the metal wedges. And for instance, in the medieval series of axes, like in this medieval bearded axe, Gränsfors Bruks also uses only the wooden wedge but not the metal clip. And this works fine. So I'm rather happy about my two vintage Gränsfors Bruks axes. Awesome. Thank you.